there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts again, and welcome back. It's another miserable day in what I would like to call sunny Oxfordshire, but it's not. It looks like, April outside, and it's June. Hey-ho. Right, so today I am making this card. Well, I've made this card, obviously, using the new Crafting Forever stamp set. And this is the stamp set. Every year Stampin' Up do a set that is specifically to address the angel policy. Now the Stampin' Up angel policy is amazing. A lot of craft companies will let you do a limited number of items to sell for profit. Stampin' Up basically, so long as you put the Stampin' Up copyright on your item, we'll be very happy for you to make as many of the same card as you possibly want to without any problem at all. So each year they do a new stamp set that addresses that and provides a tiny, weeny, teeny, weeny, teeny, and this is full size stamp, which you would then put on the back of your card. And it doesn't have to be hugely obvious. You can do it tone on tone. It's really just so that it's there. So yeah, I think it's brilliant. And what an amazing stamp set. This is just beautiful and I'm really enjoying using it. I've used it so much I cannot tell you. So today's project is this one, which was inspired actually by Sarah Berry, who is another member of the team that I'm a member of. And she sent this out as a random act of kindness card. Or make a card, send a card. We're doing a whole load of sort of swap type events at the moment. So that's where the inspiration for this came from. So, however, so this was in Bermuda Bay and Tranquil Tide, which is one of the new in colours. And as ever, I'm turning it up a bit or changing it up a bit. And I'm going to do my next one in Berry Burst and Powder Pink. So I've got a Berry Burst base, which is half A4 scored down the middle. Oops. And then I'll fold that in a moment. And then this is a piece of Whisper White, which is my usual first layer matte. So 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, 14 1/4 by 9 3/4. All the measurements will, as ever, be on my blog. So that's, you don't need to write anything down. I have already stamped in basic black the 3 pens. The reason for that is that I'm going to use the Stampin' Write markers, and these are the Berry Burst and Powder Pink from the new in colour set, where you get all 5 of the in colour markers, and I cannot remember how much they are, apart from not very much. Let me grab my already well... If any of you saw my Facebook Live, if you go over to my Facebook page, which is Old Stables Crafts, then you will see why I've got all of these hanging out to the side. However, so let's find the new in colour markers, because I can now show you the inside of the catalogue at last. It's been dreadful for the last, well, nearly 2 months, not being able to show you everything. Because I got mine on stage in April. So, right, okay, so the markers are £13.50 for all 5, and remember they use the same ink as the ink pad. So if you're limited on your budget at the moment, you can actually ink up. In fact, let me find a scrap. You can use your markers to ink up your stamps. So let me just show you that. I'll just ink up one. So if you use the side of your stamp of your marker, you can ink up your image. And in fact, what you can then do, of course, is clever things like do some of them in one colour and some in another. Let's do it this way around. I'm just like to pick up the Berry Burst onto my Powder Pink. And then come back in with the Berry Burst again. So yes, these are exactly the same inks as are on the ink pads, and they're refillable. you just, with a pair of tweezers or pliers, you pull out this end and put a couple more drops of ink in, and you can get the refillers. They're, I want to say £3.50. So having done this, just so that I know it's properly moist, I'm going to huff and hold it down, and there you go. So worth bearing in mind, if you're on a limited budget, you may want to get the markers rather than the full ink pads, and then you can add the ink pads at a later date when you've got a bit more in your budget. So as I say, I've already done this in basic black purely because the basic black takes a little while to set properly. So before you colour in, you want to make sure it's properly dry. So we will colour that in a moment, but let's sort out the background first. And all I've done with this is using the basic grey, just so that it's a softer look. And remember, because this is a fabric pad, you want to do a bit of a twist before you do your tap. And then just stamp across. And purely because I've only just changed my grid paper, I'm going to put the scrap, and this is only a scrap because I've stamped something on the other side, which I no longer need. And then we'll come back the other way. Just hopefully start in a slightly different position. Excellent. Don't want it to look too lined up. And there we go. So I will clean that off in a moment. I shall do it now because with basic black basic grey, it can stain the stamp a wee bit if you don't clean it immediately, but with the stamping scrub and cleaning it immediately, it comes up beautifully clean. So we can now leave that to dry, pop that away, and bring in our pre-stamped, pre-die cut image. And I've just used this with the oval layering framelets, and then that'll go underneath. But so using the thin end, all I'm going to do is colour in the bits that I want coloured. Obviously, no point in colouring in the things you don't want coloured. And there's no real rhyme or reason as to why I'm doing which one. I'm just doing what I feel like doing. So, how are you getting on with your new catalogue? Is there lots and lots and lots of stuff on your wish list? I'm sure there is. Mine is ridiculously long. And even with my demonstrator discount, I couldn't get everything. I did my best, but I couldn't get everything. Oh, and there's a thought. Yes, remember that for the month of June, Stampin' Up are giving extra stamping rewards for orders over £300. You get, the moment you hit £300, as well as your normal stamping rewards, you get an additional £30 of stamping rewards. So if you have got a big order, and let's face it, who hasn't? 1, 2, 3. I just want to make sure I don't colour in the wrong one. If you have got a big order, then now is the moment to place it, because you will get an extra £30. And I think if I remember correctly, it means you get something like £66 of stamping rewards for a £300 order, which means you can get lots of free things. And needless to say, I had an order that was over £300 and I've got lots of free things free things coming. Mostly the lovely new Hostess sets, which, as you may or may not know, are subsidised as well. So you get even more for your money. And they actually say in the catalogue, and once I've done this I will grab it and show you, they actually say what they would retail at if they were being sold as standalone stamps and not ones that you can only get with Hostess rewards. And remember, they are limited to buying with Hostess rewards, so they are pretty exclusive, because if you haven't got Hostess rewards you can't buy them. So yeah, they are very special. As I say, once I have coloured these in, I will show you the new sets, because I can. I do love it when I can start showing you the inside of the catalogue. It's so frustrating not being able to. Although I was trying not to tempt you too much and to make sure that you made the most of the retirement list, because if you're not a demonstrator, it doesn't matter if you're buying things discounted that are not going to be current after the new catalogue goes live. But as a demonstrator, there really is no point in me demonstrating things that you can't buy, because that's just not fair. Because then you would say, Liz, I want that, where can I get it? And I'd say, bad luck, can't. Ah. Well, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be that cruel. But yeah, so it's been quite frustrating. So, right, a bit of glue. And I'm actually going to put the glue on, assuming it's going to come out. Yes, I'll put the glue on this. Now you know that I like the glue because it gives you wiggle room. So there we go, and that's the wiggle room I need. Let's fold this. I always like to use the bone folder so I make sure I get a really crisp finish. And there we go. Actually, that's not perfectly square, but we can resolve that. Card is a wonderful thing. It's quite forgiving. That's better. Right, so let's just pop glue on the back of this. And then pop it on the card front. And, oh, can't see it for looking, thought I'd lost this. So previously I put it up here, I think I might put it down here this time, but I'll make sure that you can still see the bits around it. Grab some dimensionals. 4, I think. And you're probably sick of me saying that in the UK, if you use our dimensionals, you don't have to pay extra postage. As long as you only put one layer, and don't put, you know, big bows with knots. But if all you're doing is using dimensionals and everything is, you know, lower than the dimensional level, it will go through as standard mail, which is good to know, because we like standard mail. So there we go. So that's that, and that's the original. So the same but different. Now let me grab the catalogue and show you the Hostess sets, which are at the back. And so it all starts here. Can you see that? Sort of. So this tells you where you get your, how much you get in Hostess rewards. So let's grab a calculator, which hopefully has got some charge in it. It has. Hurrah. So this is actually a Stampin' Up calculator. So if you had £300, and at £300 you get 12%, so that's £36, plus you get an extra £30 for spending 300, so £66. brilliant. If your order is £400, let's just clear all that, you would get 14%, which is 56. So if we then add the 30, that gives you £86 of stamping rewards, plus you get a free a 50% item. So you get £86 free, and then one item at 50% off. So what a lot of people do is use the 50% off to buy a really, really, really expensive item. I say really, really, really expensive, that's unfair. So a more expensive item, say a Big Shot or the Many Marvellous Markers. But when you've got £86 of free, unless you particularly want Hostess rewards or your Hostess sets, and I'll come back to that actually. So what I would do is probably use this for something like my Big Shot, because then you've got most of your Big Shot free, or the Many Marvellous Markers, because again you get most of that free, and then use the 50% off item amount for something else. Now, if you wanted to do that, and you also wanted one of the Hostess sets, which, can you see those? Pretty much. I have got a couple. That I can show you in real life. There's only a couple, the rest are in a parcel that's coming from Stampin' Up today. So this is this one, which is Background Bits. Now, if this was on sale, if it was this is the clear mount, it would be £19, but as a Hostess set it's only 12. This one, in the city, although we've got, as I say, we've got Dare to Dream, Feathery Friends, those are both, this is photopolymer, so that's only £9. Feathery Friends is £11 in clear mount. In the City, which again is photopolymer and has an amazing 60 stamps, and it's two-step stamping, so you can take the building, do the outline in one colour and then stamp over it in another colour. This is only £14.50. Retail value would be 24. So hurrah. And big plus for those of us that speak what I would call the Queen's English, we've got neighbourhood with a U. Hurrah! So yes, mostly we go with the American spellings in Stampin' Up, but we've got a U. So then we've got the Tranquil Tulips, which is only £9. You're Delightful, which is 15 in clear mount. And that's it. But that's an amazing. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 Hostess sets. Now, if you wanted to get your Hostess sets, so you've got £86 in rewards if you're at the £400 mark. If you want to buy things that are more than £86, then that's fine, you just pay the difference. But you can, the moment you hit Hostess rewards, or stamping rewards as they're now called, you can start looking at Hostess sets. And if you want to spend more, you just pay the difference. So yeah, excellent, excellent, excellent. So I hope you enjoyed that. The measurements are in the associated blog post below. If you want to see more, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, which is my face over there. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, and we're just shy of 900 at the moment, I will be doing a giveaway. So I did one at 500. So we haven't got too long to go now before we hit the 1,000, just another 110-ish. Then I'll be doing a giveaway, and yeah, that'd be great. So I hope to see you soon, and I hope you enjoyed that. Pop over to my online store to pick up all these items. Excellent. Thanks a lot. Bye.